Greetings, everyone. Listen, welcome to your stimulating stimulus updates. Like, share, subscribe so you can see more videos just like this one. President Donald Trump held a press conference on August 8th to announce that he was signing 4 consecutive executive orders designed to help Americans through the situation we're in. However, none of them provide stimulus checks directly to Americans. Trump did mention stimulus checks a couple of times in the press conference, but that's neither here nor there. Now, that's likely to disappoint a whole lot of people whose hopes grew that Congress would provide them with a second stimulus check. Now, that was actually the one area that Republicans and Democrats could actually agree on, providing another $1,200 check to qualifying families and $3,400 for a family of 4. However, the second round of stimulus checks was part of the overall package under negotiation, and the two sides simply couldn't agree on other measures, including how many trillions the overall cost should be for the package and how much to provide in extra unemployment benefits. The negotiations subsequently fell apart as Congress headed into its summer recess on August 7th. Both sides have a different narrative on why that is, with Democrats claiming the Republicans weren't willing to go as far as the public needs, and Trump claiming they were jamming too many non-stimulus related measures into the proposal. Now, on August 7th, Trump came out swinging, saying he was going to use executive authority to get some of it done. There are serious questions about the legality of the executive orders he signed on August 8th because the Constitution gives funding authority to Congress, but Trump insisted that he expects to be sued and accused Democrats of being obstructionists. Now, does this mean there's no chance that Americans will get a second stimulus check payment? Well, not necessarily. It's always possible that Congress will come back to the table and approve a narrower measure that authorizes them. However, Republicans and Democrats will have to agree, and it doesn't appear that Trump will do this via executive order. He certainly didn't on August 8th, okay? So, the orders did not contain stimulus checks to Americans. The orders extended extra unemployment benefits at the amount of $400 a week, as opposed to $600 a week that they were before. Suspended rental and home evictions and student loan payments, and deferred the payroll tax for people making less than $100,000. Now, according to USA Today, questions remain as to whether Trump has the legal authority to take these actions or the money to pay for them. Now, here's what you need to know, okay? The president's press conference covered many issues, including criticism of his Democratic challenger, Joe Biden, but especially congressional Democrats. He labeled them obstructionists and singled out stimulus checks as one thing he said they blocked. However, both sides had indicated repeatedly in the media that they were in general agreement on $1,200 stimulus checks for Americans the second time around. They had indicated previously that disagreements centered on other things, such as the overall cost of the plan, which is $1 trillion for Republicans and $3 trillion for Democrats, okay, and the amount of extra unemployment benefits. Even some members of Trump's own administration didn't think it was all legally possible by executive order. Larry Kudlow, the director of the White House National Economic Council, said earlier in the week of extending unemployment benefits, "I don't think that can be done administratively. I think that requires an act of Congress." That's what he said. The president cannot create new money with an executive order. These EOs simply show the limitations of the president's legal authority, said Jack Smulligan. He's a senior policy fellow at the Urban Institute to the Post. Trump referenced, now watch this, Trump referenced stimulus checks by another name when he said on August 8th, "We have repeatedly stated our willingness to immediately sign legislation providing expanded unemployment benefits, protecting Americans from eviction, and providing additional relief payment to families." Did you see that? AKA stimulus. But he just said it like that, all right? The president had previously expressed his support for a second stimulus check, both on Twitter and in interviews. Democrats have refused these offers, he said, alleging what they really want is a bailout money for states run by Democratic governors and mayors and run very badly for many years and many decades, in fact. That's what he said. It has nothing to do, he's still talking, it has nothing to do with anything we've been talking about, he said. He accused Democrats of holding vital assistance hostage on behalf of extreme partisan demands. Many of the far-left policies they're pushing have nothing to do with what we've been working on so hard. That's what he said. Trump also indicated he felt the Democrats' plan was too expansive. He said their plan includes stimulus checks for illegal aliens. They want to have open borders. We don't want to have open borders, he says. He also accused Democrats of blocking direct payments of $3,400 for a family of four, which was a reference to stimulus checks as well as additional funding for the Paycheck Protection Program to help businesses and support to help K-12 schools reopen. Democrats, well, they have their own take on why Congress didn't reach an agreement. They painted a very different picture of failed negotiations with Republicans. They said they just couldn't agree to proposals that they felt shortchanged Americans in need. And so that's what they felt. For her part, Pelosi tweeted on August 7th, "We remain committed to continue negotiation and reaching a fair agreement with the administration, but we will not go along with the meager legislative proposals that fail to address the gravity of the health and economic situation our country faces." That's what Nancy Pelosi said. She also added, "We call upon the White House's negotiators to join us once again at the negotiating table today to secure a bipartisan agreement to put children, families, and workers first." Now, in a joint statement with Democratic U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer, she said, "Millions of Americans are still hurting, and yet, despite this reality, President Trump and Republicans appear ready to walk away from the negotiating table to do unworkable, weak, and narrow executive orders that barely scratch the surface of what is needed to defeat the virus and help struggling Americans." Goodness gracious. Now, I wasn't even there when she said that, but I could feel the fire off of those words. Folks, this thing is getting heated. Let me know what you think, and goodness, what should be done? All right, I definitely want to hear you. I want to get that message out there, and we will definitely be updating you soon. All right, now listen, if you want business credit help, real estate investing assistance, if you want credit lines, you need help with your credit, don't worry, we got you. All right, www.cjwallacellc.com/velocity page. Start there. Right, start there. CreditWiz at investorpro.org as well. We'll go ahead and put that link in the description, you guys. God bless and take care.